Hey, I just wanted to give a little part two because, I'm actually planting the beans now. I finally got all my rows marked. The one, I put my fence up a little crooked, so it's a little wider than the others, but whatever. Gardening for me has just been a lot of trial and error, and people tell me to do one thing, and I try other things, and then, I figure out what works best for me, and then I do it. So, here I've got my rows, and what I do is I get my beans, and then I always place two right on top of the soil, and I do this for my corn too. And I space it out, and as you can see, these two beans about 2 feet apart. And I did that. I marked them all the way down my row, laid out all my beans, and then I did the next row right there. After you have 2 rows, then this first row, what I do is I just push it down with my finger and then just kind of cover it up and give it a pat. It doesn't go very far into the soil, but I just do that all along, and then that way these beans sitting here, when you go to do this next row, you can kind of put them across from each other, and it'll keep your rows so that all your beans are basically at the same spot where you can just sit in a bucket in the middle and turn. So that's how I mark and plant my beans. Just in these 2 rows right here, I've already got 40 plants, and that's not including the double seeds. I always plant double seeds because we have a lot of birds, and so they love watching me plant my garden, and they know exactly where they're at, and always one disappears. But if 2 come up, you just find the strongest plant. You can either pull the other one and give it to the chickens, or sometimes plants don't always come up. Maybe you plant like a half a seed, sometimes that even germinates. But if things don't come up in other areas, then you can transplant your other plants. So there's my part 2. Thank you for watching.